Hello, everyone. I'm Laura Renner with Freedom Makers. Welcome to the first episode of All Systems Go, where we're speaking with Sara, the principal of EOS HR Consulting, and she's going to share with us how she uses her productivity hack. She uses Freshdesk as a way to coordinate different tasks with her team. So thanks for doing this with me today, Sara.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get started, why don't you share with us a little bit about EOS HR Consulting?
Sure. So EOS HR is a HR consulting and outsourcing service for small and startup companies based in the Bay Area. We service companies that have up to 25 employees and basically act as the HR department for them. Anything that you would need from hiring to termination and everything in between. And just when the company doesn't have an HR person on staff. So we step in and act as that HR role for them.
So you ease the business owner's mind because they're able to manage their team and not worry about compliance or getting into trouble with that regard.
Exactly.
But also making sure their employees are fully engaged and
helping with management and coaching and making sure that the employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so then why do you use Freshdesk to run your business?
So I have 3 people on my staff, and but it started off with just me, and so all of the email is really flowing through my email.
Common for a business owner.
Common for a business owner, and it got to a point where I was trying to engage the other people on my staff, but it was hard to track, and I'd send an email out and I wouldn't know where the status was and what was going on and who was following up.
The black hole
of email. And so we found Freshdesk, and it's allowed us, so right now all of my emails actually go into Freshdesk, and from there we can assign them out to different people on my team depending on what it is and who can answer it, and we can keep track of it and make sure things are followed up on.
Before we move forward, can you describe your team members and what their roles are?
Sure. So as I said, I have 3 people on my team. I have an HR generalist, and she helps me with a lot of the HR work and helping to get the policies written and the handbooks and a lot of the day-to-day stuff that happens so that I can deal with the bigger problems. I have an administrative assistant who helps to make sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be and helps to keep me on schedule. And then I have a business development person who helps to stay in contact with new clients and help to build those relationships.
Fantastic, fantastic. What are the benefits to using Freshdesk as a business? Now, well, before I go there, Freshdesk is designed for like a customer portal, right? Almost like a help desk where you can submit tickets.
Correct.
And the company will respond to you. But you don't use it that way.
No, we actually, we do send emails to customers through Freshdesk, but we don't actually, it's not an interactive thing where they even necessarily know that the email is coming from Freshdesk. We have it set up mostly for us to be able to internally manage that information. So it's just an internal process.
So what are the benefits for using Freshdesk as a business owner?
So for us, it really is the ease of making, or my peace of mind of knowing that things are being taken care of and that I'm not losing track of things. We talked about the black hole of email before, and there was a period where things were growing so quickly, and I was kind of asking for help from my staff, and then I would forget to follow up. I would kind of put it out there, and I wouldn't know what was going on, and they would forget. They would forget about it. It would get to the bottom of their email, and they would forget about it. And then I'd get this random email, 2 weeks later from a client asking whatever happened. And that's just the worst feeling in the world. And so
who's been there?
so it was definitely a chance for us to sort of streamline everything, communicate with each other, make sure that we were keeping on track of everything, following up, and making sure that the clients were being taken care of. And that was the top goal.
The top goal. What are some of the downsides?
For us, one of the big downsides is that for a simple system, it's also very robust. And so one was just sort of learning and remembering to do things through there and finding that getting into a new pattern, but also that there's a lot of things that it can do. And as we were going through, we were finding that it still wasn't working. But as we dug into it, there was a lot of features that the system offered that we weren't even using yet. So it's just sort of taking that time to get to know the system and learn all its features bit by bit.
Sure. Yeah, that can be tough when there's so many, and it's a little overwhelming when you get started, but then once you get the hang of it, it gets a lot easier.
Exactly.
All right. Well, would you mind giving us a tour?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to share the screen here, and Sara can show us around her Freshdesk. Don't worry, we've blurred out any sensitive contact information, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so when you log in, so like I said, it's all of the email is coming through, all of my email is coming through Freshdesk.
Okay.
So when I come in, it shows up right on the dashboard, kind of what's going on. For us, because we're not using this as the customer facing, as a help desk, the unresolved tickets, those are a lot of things that are pending and projects in process and waiting for replies and things like that. But everything that comes into our help desk comes, we kind of go into the unassigned area, and that shows us what's coming in. And so from there, because it's all of my emails coming in, probably half of it includes all the spam and the newsletters and all of that. So a lot of things can get deleted or closed right away, right off the bat. When there's a lot of emails, you can also come in and do a bulk action to assign things to different people from here, change statuses. So there may be something that it's just a notification for us. And even though we don't want to delete it, we can just close it directly from happening.
So if you look over here, you'll see agent is blank, and that's because it hasn't been assigned yet.
Correct.
But you could assign it to yourself or one of your team members.
Exactly. So from here on, and there's many, as in most things with Windows or any kind of a window-based product, there's usually multiple ways of doing anything.
Good point.
So yes, so from here I can choose an agent, or I could choose a status, or I can even choose a priority. I can also do bulk actions where I'm changing, putting tags in there or putting groups in there. So I can pick that up from there and update that. And then when I'm looking at my tickets, my open tickets, then I can come in here. You can also merge tickets. So sometimes you get responses from multiple people, or they change the title of the subject line of something. And so you can merge those together and keep that kind of compact together.
Emails.
Exactly. So once you kind of go into.
So what happens, say for instance, this one, you need to assign to a team member, but you also need them to know something about this. You want to tell them something about this particular action they need to do.
Right. So there's two different areas that you go to. So first, when you're in the ticket, so this is actually in the ticket, you can change the ticket properties over here, which is changing the agent. So I can decide that I want to give that to somebody else.
Okay.
I can change what the status is. So the status will show generally open and pending are the things that you're working on, and those are the things that are going to show up on your to-do list, so to speak. And the resolved and closed, those are off your to-do list, off your radar. But then waiting on customer, waiting on third party, you can actually email either the customer or somebody else about this ticket, and you can update the status to be waiting on that person. So you know that it's not something that it's not closed, but it's not something that you have to worry about right now. You're waiting for somebody else. And then once you've updated that information, then down at the bottom, you can actually add a note. So if I wanted to notify somebody on my team that I needed information from them, I could choose somebody from my team and type a note in here and add that private note, and they will actually get a notification.
They'll get notified. But your client won't see that, or the
client or the sender won't see that.
Okay.
Now, one of the things I also do is because we're trying to track everything in in Freshdesk, I actually BCC all of my emails into Freshdesk, and those come up. So then those come up as if I'm the client, and so I can actually come in to edit, and I can change the client to whoever I want in the requester field, and update that information there.
Okay.
So even though the original ticket comes from me, I can update who the customer is. And
Got it. And I noticed with this reply and forward, so you can reply to the email directly from Freshdesk.
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to do, is make sure all the replies are coming out of Freshdesk. So then we have a trail of information.
Fantastic. And all of this is internal as a reminder. So your clients aren't using this. It's a way for you to track who is doing what and making sure nothing falls through the cracks.
Exactly.
How has this impacted your business since you started using it?
It has made it very easy for us to keep track of things and for us to find things. It's very searchable. I can keep track of the information. I can assign things to different people, and I can follow up on those. I can see where they are, make sure things are getting taken care of. It notifies us both. Everything is online, so it notifies us via email if we get assigned a ticket. Okay. It also notifies us. There's apps for the phone, for smartphones, okay. So it will notify us when a ticket is assigned to us, or if there's a new reply to a ticket, that will come through as well. So it kind of keeps it top of mind.
Oh, wonderful! Anything else you'd like to show us around?
One other thing that we've been using, because we're using this internally, they have the Solution Center, which is basically the same as a knowledge base in most help desk systems. Since we're not using this externally with our clients, this is a tool that I'm using internally to help my employees to answer the questions that they may not have the experience to answer yet. So, because 90% of the information that I'm dealing with is in my brain, I need to find a way to download that to my employees. So when there's questions that come up, especially if they're questions that come up frequently, we can put them in the knowledge base. And that way, when an email comes in about that type of question, rather than assigning the ticket to me because I'm the only one who knows the answer,
you're the HR expert.
The employee can actually go in and pull that information from the solutions area and answer the question.
So they're learning more about their profession as an HR generalist or HR employee, and they're also able to represent you well and take things off your plate.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Let me stop the screen share. All right, there you have it. We've learned about a new productivity hack for us business owners, us small business owners. I'm Laura Renner, the founder of Freedom Makers. We provide virtual assistants to small business owners, and this might be a tool you can use with your virtual assistant. If you're worried about them having your password into your email, consider using something like Freshdesk, where you can assign things to them and they won't have to log into your email in order to see that. And then you can also use the knowledge base as a way to help your virtual assistants know more about your business while they're taking care or responding to your customers. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. And so if you have any more questions for us, feel free to reach out. I'm sure, Sarah, you'd be happy to
help.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that. And be sure to check out for more productivity hacks in our new All Systems Go series, where we'll be sharing different techniques that you can use to outsource, delegate, or just get stuff off your plates as the busy business owners that we are all striving to be. And if you have any productivity hacks you'd like to share, feel free to contact me. All right. Best wishes. Have a great one. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.